In 2017, Francisco Velasco from the rural heart of Guatemala took a backpack and his 2-year-old son and undertook the 3,000-kilometer migration to the United States. The pair crossed successfully undocumented into Texas, but when Francisco was detained 2 years later and sent to prison, the pair were separated. It was the last time he saw his son. 9 months later, he was deported back to Guatemala alone.
Since I was detained by ICE, I was told my son would be delivered to me before I was deported. But I've been home for months now and there's still no word of my son. I don't know what's happening.
Francisco knows where his son is, a Child Protective Services center close to Lubbock, Texas, yet his attempts to have his son returned home to Guatemala have gone unanswered. For Francisco's wife, Petrona, who hasn't seen her son in 3 years, the idea she may never see her firstborn again is unbearable.
I need to be with my baby. I have 2 children, and though I have 1 baby here, I cannot be happy. I'm uncertain what is going to happen, but if they tell me my child will not return, I'll be capable of killing myself.
These are the ongoing effects of one of the most inhumane immigration policies ever espoused by a US administration. The latest figures show that the Trump administration separated more than 5,500 children from their parents. Most of these families were from Central America. The American Civil Liberties Union says it is still looking for the parents of nearly 630 children, and many migrants here in rural Guatemala say they have given up hope of ever seeing their children again. Following public outcry, the family separation policy came to an abrupt end in 2018, yet GLEIDY CANIL, who runs the local government's Child Services Office, says even for detained migrant children who have returned, the trauma of their experience doesn't heal overnight.
The process of returning is very difficult. There have been children who have taken as much as 3 years, and at the moment of being reunited with their family, they find themselves in a very different context to the one they have come from. A different language, a different culture. There are even children who do not recognize their parents. So it's very painful for these families.
In Guatemala, returning these children depends on men like Guillermo DIAZ, the country's migration minister, but there's little hope to be found for the situation in these corridors of power.
Our migration laws oblige us to go and search for these children, so obviously we have to do it alongside our foreign ministry. But we have so much on our plate, and it's not on our to-do list. We have other priorities.
Whether this couple's now 5-year-old son will ever return or be able to reintegrate if he does are up in the air. What's certain is that what happened to these families at the US border will be remembered here for generations. Alasdair, Baverstock, CGTN, Guatemala.